Hi guys, welcome again to Learning Tree the Fun Way with Tree Junior Pro. As usual, my name is Chrissy. For today, I was literally driving and I thought maybe I would actually miss today's translation, so I stopped somewhere. It looks like it's a park to do today's translation. And please forgive the audio just in case you can't really hear me very well. There are trees all over the place, so chances are there'll be wind blowing, right? And for today, we have two people that needed something translated. The very first one was Afare, the second one was Daniel. Guys, thanks again for your continued support. Let's start with Afare. These are the things that Afare wanted to know. The very first thing that he wanted to know was, whose idea was this? Again, whose idea was this? Now, that in Chi can be said as, why adwenkyerɛ ni? Again, why adwenkyerɛ ni? Let's break it down. Why is who, adwenkyerɛ is idea, ni is this. So again, why adwenkyerɛ ni? The next thing that Afare wanted to know was, it is not my responsibility. Again, it is not my responsibility. Now that in Chi can be said as, Ɛnye, masɛdeɛ. Again, Ɛnye, masɛdeɛ. One last time. Ɛnye, masɛdeɛ. The next thing that he wanted to know was, she is walking like she is in pain. Again, she is walking like she is in pain. Now that in Chi can be said as, Obaa no renante ɔyaw. The next thing that Afare wanted to know was, who is throwing the water? Again, who is throwing the water? Now that in Chi can be said as, Whan ɔreto nsuo. Again, Whan ɔreto nsuo. One last time slow. Whan ɔreto nsuo. So basically, if I say Whan, I'm saying who. Ɔreto is throwing. Nsuo is water. No is specific water, that water, right? So if I say Whan ɔreto nsuo, what I'm trying to say, who is throwing the stone? I mean, the water. Sorry, I'm used to throwing a stone. A stone will be born. If you want to say stone, you say Whan ɔreto ɛboɔ. Whan ɔreto ɛboɔ means who is throwing the stone. Sorry, I'm literally by the park. There's a road. Well, there's road somewhere here, and there's cars going back and forth. So again, if we go back to what Afare wanted, right? Whan ɔreto nsuo is who is throwing the water. But if you want to say stone, you'd say Whan ɔreto ɛboɔ. The next thing that Afare wanted to know was, don't throw it away. Again, don't throw it away. Now that in Chi can be said as ntwene. Again, ntwene. One last time, ntwene. Slower. Ntwene. Nto is don't throw. Twene is away. So ntwene, don't throw it away. Afare, thanks again for your continued support. I truly appreciate it. The next person is Daniel, and these are the things that Daniel wanted to know. The very first thing he wanted to know was, this has been a challenge for me. Again, this has been a challenge for me. Now that in Chi can be said as, weyɛ ding mami. Again, weyɛ ding mami. One last time, weyɛ ding mami. Way is this specific thing. Ding is difficult. Mami is for me. So again, weyɛ ding mami. The next thing Daniel wanted to know was, how did you get swollen? Again, how did you get swollen? Now that in Chi can be said as, ɛyɛɛ na wowɔ ahono. Again, ɛyɛɛ na wowɔ ahono. Slower. ɛyɛɛ na wowɔ ahono. Let's break it down. If I say ɛyɛɛ, what I'm trying to say is how or in what way. Na wowɔ. Wowɔ is how can I put it literally in English? It's like a specific place on your body or something on you, a place on you. So if I say ɛyɛɛ na wowɔ, let's say my arm or is swollen here, right? And if I say and let's say somebody, Nati comes and says ɛyɛɛ na wowɔ ahono. What she's saying is, how did that place get swollen? So ɛyɛɛ is how. Na wowɔ, that specific place. Ahono, swollen. So again, ɛyɛɛ na wowɔ ahono. The next thing that Daniel wanted to know was swollen, right? So swollen in Chi can be said as ahono, which is something that's swollen, or you can say Asoa. So going back to the previous one, right? You can also say ɛyɛɛ na wowɔ Asoa. So you can either say ahono or Asoa. ɛyɛɛ na wowɔ Asoa. Now let's continue. So the next thing that Daniel wanted to know was, it's a covenant that you have. Again, it's a covenant that you have. Now that in Chi can be said as, apam wowɔ. Again, apam wowɔ. The next thing Daniel wanted to know was, I feel like I lost everything. Again, I feel like I lost everything. Now that in Chi can be said as Mete say mahwere me biribiara. Okay, let's break it down, right? If you say Mete say, that means I feel or I think or I suspect. Mahwere, I've lost. Mere biribiara, or you can say me biribiara. What you're saying is everything, my everything, or I've lost everything. So again, Mete say mahwere me biribiara. Again, Mete say mahwere me biribiara. The next thing Daniel wanted to know was, when are you buying a case for the phone? Again, when are you buying the case for the phone? Now that in Twi can be said as wobɛtɔ, ahomatrofoɔ, nkataho. One last time. wobɛtɔ, ahomatrofoɔ, nkataho. The next thing Daniel wanted to know was, this is running my running life. Okay, I wasn't sure what Daniel wanted to say, but I guess this is running my entire life. Adeɛ na ɛredi mabrabɔ so. One last time. Adeɛ na ɛredi mabrabɔ so. Literally translated, this thing is literally running my life. The next thing Daniel wanted to know was, prepare to go. Again, prepare to go. Now that in Twi can be said as ye ahobuanako. Again, ye ahobuanako. Literally we are saying prepare to go, right? Ye ahobuanako. If I say ye ahobua, I'm trying to say prepare yourself, nako, and go. So literally prepare yourself and go, which is prepare to go. The last thing Daniel wanted to know was, let me try one more time. Again, let me try one more time. Now that in Twi can be said as mamin sohwe bio. Again, mamin sohwe bio. One last time. Mamin sohwe bio. Slower. Mamin sohwe, which mame is literally let me. Sohwe is test. Bio is again. So again, mamin sohwe bio. Guys, thanks again for your continued support. I've already Daniel. I really, really appreciate your support. Daniel, you have one more translation for next week. And please forgive me if I do not do your translation on a specific Sunday. That means that I got really, really busy. Guys, I really, really appreciate your support. Remember to spread the word. Let anyone who has learned Twi or find out about Twi come to the channel, and hopefully they enjoy it and subscribe, right? And remember, if you like the content of the channel, please click on the like button, subscribe button, and the bell button for future notifications. What else is there? See you guys next week. With lots of love from me, Kwesi. Bye.